Alright everyone, quick video today, well hopefully a quick video. Got called to come check out this Cadillac Escalade. We have a message that says side detection system needs service. The lights just came on as the lady was driving apparently. I took a quick visual look around and I seen that the rear left side bumper has some actual like scratches and everything into it, like if it got hit. So I'm thinking we're gonna have something to do with that, or I'm thinking it's gonna have something to do with that. But we're gonna take and so what we're gonna do is just take and scan the vehicle. We're gonna scan for codes into the system and then we're gonna go from there. I think that somebody ended up hitting her, or she backed into something and she didn't realize it, because it doesn't take very much to throw the side detection system out of balance or out of calibration. So we're just going to go through a smart scan. Got 26 modules on here, looks like, give or take. There's a lot anyway. Module is this one. And we'll do. And there's a lot of codes in this vehicle, so obviously if the side detection isn't working properly, it throws the whole ADAS system out of whack, and there's a bunch of other modules that won't work at the same time. So I've also seen some, not on Cadillacs per se, but more on other vehicles, where there's actually been wires corroding inside mirrors that will cause the ADAS system not to function properly. All right, so let's click on report. Just click OK. I don't care about that. We'll skip that. Generating a report. And let's go check our codes. Pass and failed. Hood ajar short to ground, passed and failed. Theft deterrent, passed and failed. History, there's a lot of codes in here. Lost communication with side object detection control module left. And you see, that's exactly where I see the hits. So we're going to go in and check and make sure that we have power and grounds leading to the side detection control module. And then from there, we are going to lost communication with side left. See, left again. So it's unable to see that module. So what we're going to do is just verify that everything is okay. Now, the way that this system works is that you're going to have a primary module and a secondary module. Now, which one is which on this one, I don't know. I would have to check service information to find out. But you have to understand that typically these modules are connected onto the LIN network, which is a single wire communication. So it could be a power, it could be a ground, it could be a communication line. So we have to take and make sure that we check all those in order to determine what is happening on this vehicle. So let's just go underneath real quick and see if we can't see a connector. Maybe we get lucky and we find something that's loose. So let's go check. And just so everybody can see, left side object detection control module, nothing. And that means there should be a right side somewhere. Let's go see. I'm not seeing a steering column. Right? That's all history codes. I'm not worried about that. Long range sensor. That's a history code. So a lot of these are history codes. So I think it did save it. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, it did save it, so I'm okay with that. All right, so let's go check this out and see what's going on. All right, so looking at this wiring diagram real quick, we have one fuse, which is right side instrument panel. After that, we have one ground G402 that feeds both the left and right sides of the side object sensor modules. Then we have one power that feeds both. Now, just because you have one power and you have the right side working doesn't mean that there's not a problem on the left side where this splice could be. So we have to keep that in mind. All right, same thing with this ground. There could be a problem with that ground. After that, we have a serial data positive and a serial data negative. Then we have serial data in between the two modules that we have to check. And then we are going to have LED signal and LED signal that is going to come up to the mirrors up here. All right, so it's going to be this little signal that's up here. That's, if you guys can see that. All right, so what I'm thinking of doing, then we also have a serial data going out, but I think that the right side is saying that it cannot see the left side. So we're going to focus on everything onto the left side, make sure that we have our power, make sure that we have our ground. We are going to check our serial data. I don't know exactly what those data lines are supposed to be, but there's a positive and negative, so I'm guessing that's going to be more of a can on that one. And then this serial data seems to be single wire, so that is going to end up being a LIN, and this one might be a GM serial data line. So what we can do is check for power and grounds, then we'll look at the positive and negative signals, which I'm guessing is going to end up being a CAN. And then from there, serial data in between both. So I should have serial data on this side, and then that serial data should read all the way onto the opposite side. And then from there, a serial data going out to the computer lines. So that is my plan of attack on this one. Hopefully you guys followed that. And we're going to go under the vehicle and we're going to get started. Alright, so I am now underneath the vehicle. I have my little oscilloscope hooked up. This is the Fenersi oscilloscope. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, sorry for butchering the name. But I've been using this quite a bit on my diagnostics, and it works pretty well for what it is. Now, what I did was that I went up to my serial data line. That is the green wire right here, which is going to be communication from all the other modules. All right, and this one communicating to all the other modules. Now, after that, we have 3 dedicated communication lines in between each of these modules, and then we have a power and a ground. Now, from what I can tell, the left-hand side is the dominant radar sensor, and it communicates to the right-hand side. Now, if the left-hand side is not working, obviously the right-hand side is not going to be working. So, power and ground is there at this module. I did verify that off camera, and I just thought I'd bring you guys back to show you that the communication from all the other modules are there, or is there, I should say. So it's looking to me like if it's more of a module issue than anything else. But what I'm going to do real quick is that I'm going to try remove the module. I don't know how easy that's going to be, but I'm going to try to remove the module, and we're going to try see if there might be any indication that water might have gone in. This lives into a very bad area, and because it lives into an area that pretty much gets a lot of dirt and grime and water splashing up into it, it's very possible that the module just got soaked with water. Now, don't forget the 2 codes that we had. Let me go back. I don't need back. I need my home button. Where's my home button? Oh no. There. Community. No. There it is. And we're gonna go into auto scan. Okay. We're just gonna do an auto scan of all the modules again. And I'll bring you guys back as soon as that is done. I did erase most of the codes, but there was some module saying that it could not see the left side object detection module. So let's see if those codes do come back up, which they should. All right, so we have one module, the video processing control module, cannot see it, and the instrument cluster cannot see it. All right, so 2 modules are saying that they cannot see that module. We do have communication coming down onto that data line, which is this green wire, which we just verified. Now the other wires are communication in between the modules. So if that is the case, then there's nothing else really to be done, because from what I can tell, give me a minute. Actually, I think I got that wrong. Let me go back for a second. Home. Let's go back to this. Sorry. Yeah, so the left side is the one that gets the communication from the other modules, and then this one communicates with the right side. So since the data is coming down onto this module, and it's not seeing this module, even though it has a power and ground, I'm really suspecting an issue with the module on this one. But like I said, I'm going to take out the module and we're just going to visually inspect it. Maybe we get lucky and we see exactly what's wrong with it, but modules go bad all the time and sometimes you can't tell. So let's see if I can get the right socket to take this off. I think it's a 7, but I could be wrong on that. So I have the module in my hand right here. Just at a glance, I'm not seeing anything too obvious. Like there's a little bit of corrosion at this spot right here. Up in the corner over here, there's some corrosion inside. But nothing too obvious. So unless we take and we open this up, there's not very much that we can do at this point. I'm gonna take and clean it off a little bit more and we'll see if I don't see anything more obvious, but I'm thinking that we got a bad module. Obviously we got some corrosion that happened right here. Okay, so there could be water because this does sit up like this into its spot, so it's hard to say. But that looks like a point of entry right here. Yeah, that looks like if it's underneath it. So I'm gonna take and just do a few more little checks, but it's looking like if it's a module to me. So I'll be back. So here is the inside of the rear radar. As you can tell, there's a lot of corrosion onto it. I'm going to take out the screws and try to assemble this a little bit more to give you guys a better view, but pretty evident that there is water that got in. So I'm going to order up a rear radar for this client and hopefully that'll fix his issue, or her issue I should say. I'll post some more pictures of this after I get it apart.